I was stunned by Takumi Miyake's Instagram post from American Ballet Theater's Études in October 2024. An audience member's 10-second pirate video clip showed Takumi doing a remarkable athletic feat, 9 consecutive double tours, with the last one to a controlled landing to the knee. I've never seen a 9-tour sequence on stage, with sturdy technique and few compromises. This video provides a technical analysis of Takumi's stunning series, which he makes look easy. It breaks down the critical elements of this treacherous and rarely performed segment. A brief bio before getting to the analysis. Takumi was born in Japan and began training under his mother and grandmother at age 3. He participated in many ballet competitions in Japan. In 2017, he won first place in the Youth America Grand Prix and received a full scholarship to the Royal Ballet School. Upon graduation, he received an award for the most outstanding male graduate of the ballet school. Takumi joined the ABT Studio Company in 2022. He became an apprentice with ABT in 2023 and joined the Corps in 2024. Later that year, at only age 20, he danced the Neapolitan dance in Swan Lake in the summer season and one of the 2 lead male roles in Études in the fall season. Études is a work by Harold Lander from 1948 that audiences generally love, but critics hate. It features 2 male dancers, one with many intricate beat steps and the other featuring turning steps. Near the end of the ballet, the beat guy enters, walks down stage center, and has about 8 seconds to do an eye candy tour combination to generate wild applause from the audience. Alternatives include a pirouette tour sequence, beats and tours, while others do a whirlwind of consecutive double tours. This is one of the rare variations which allow for many consecutive tours in a variation. In other ballets, such as Flames of Paris, dancers sometimes do 2 or 3 tours at the end of a variation, as Takumi demonstrates. Consecutive double tours are extremely difficult, and I have seen some great dancers botch it in various solos. No issues here, as Takumi does the difficult multiple doubles with notable control. As a dancer many years ago, I could string together 3 to 4 double tours, but would run out of steam or bail out due to various off-kilter body parts. I put a lot of thought into the step and how I could do many tours consecutively, but despite countless attempts, I never achieved the feat. Given my experience with the step, I marvel at dancers that do it well and make it look easy. I wonder wistfully, why couldn't I do that? Before analyzing Takumi's series, let's discuss the basics of double tours. The formal name of the step is a double tour en l'air, French for double turn in the air. Most refer to it as simply a double tour. Here's an excellent example of a double tour by Federico Bonelli in Sleeping Beauty. His preparation is a susu with arms in a third position, left arm to the side and right arm in front of his chest. Focus on his upper body. He swings his left arm in front of his body for momentum into the takeoff, hitting a French school first position. He spots his head by maintaining eye contact with the audience as long as possible. When he can no longer maintain this head position, he whips his head around and focuses again on the front. Near landing, he opens his arms to second position. Open arms help maintain his balance on landing. Now focus on his lower body. He does a plie from 5th position to the front. Like most dancers, he does a plie a bit to the right in the direction of the clockwise turn. After one turn, his right leg is in front, but during the second rotation, he switches legs until his left leg is in front, where he lands in 5th position. Some dancers say the switching of the legs helps their rotation. Note that he lands shy of the front, with momentum carrying him to the front. Given his takeoff position, he did about 1 7/8 turns. Not doing 2 full rotations is common, as audience members can't detect the less than 2 turns in real time. Now that we have the basics of the double tour, let's explore a series of tours. Takumi's tours are similar to Bonelli's, with a few adjustments. A few highlights. First, note that in real time, this is a high-speed series, with 9 tours in about 9 seconds. It is very fast at about a second per tour, so there is not much time for adjustments. Any error or off-kilter movement could lead to termination of the series, possibly in a very unappealing way, such as a fall. Let's look at this segment in slow motion for takeaways. First, having a great vertical jump helps when doing a series of tours, because it gives the dancer more time to react and reload from tour to tour. In slow motion, Takumi explodes from plie and achieves great height. He doesn't start descending until after his first rotation. Depth perception is tricky given the different locations of the dancers, but it looks like his feet are above the knees of the dancer in the first row, which is probably 20 to 24 inches high. Remarkable given that much of his energy is dedicated to turning rather than achieving a vertical maximum. A second takeaway is that a full 2 rotations in the air is mandatory when doing a series. When Bonelli did the step, he did less than 2 rotations. We can see that Takumi takes off about where Bonelli did, hips slightly past front on takeoff. However, he lands almost exactly in the same position. If he did anything less, he would need to do that much more rotation on the next tour to compensate. Takumi's consistent 2 turns can be seen in the freeze frames, where I stop the action when he lands. This sequence shows great consistency on landings from tour to tour, a requirement when stringing many tours together. Thus, the ability to do 2 full rotations is vital when doing a series of tours. Next, let's focus on Takumi's arms. In a single double tour, the dancer's arms open to second position near the time of landing for balance. On a tour series, opening arms at that time is too late, as it would kill momentum going into the next tour. Instead, Takumi opens his arms early to prepare for the next tour. His arms are in a French school first position on the first rotation. On the second rotation, his left arm lags behind at about the time he faces the back. When he hits front, his arms are in an approximate third position to go into the next tour. A dancer must develop a rhythm through the series of opening the arms well before landing to prepare for the next tour, as shown by Takumi. In a typical double tour, the feet switch in the air. This is illustrated in an excellent double tour by Igor Zelensky of the Kirov Ballet in Swan Lake from 1990. In a clockwise tour, the dancer takes off in 5th position with right leg in front, landing with right leg in back. For a series of tours, the right leg must land in front each time. Some dancers may have difficulty with this as they are used to changing feet. As noted earlier, this is a speedy series, with 18 rotations in the air in about 9 seconds. It is like being in a laundry dryer. The speed puts a premium on consistent placement of body positions. Anything out of place during the series could lead to disaster on stage. To illustrate Takumi's consistency, I freeze the frame when he is facing the front on his first tour. He generally has a slight rightward tilt on most of his tours. From the frames, Takumi is remarkably consistent, with very similar positions from tour to tour. Takumi tells me that he concentrates on staying upright and straight as possible. He does an excellent job of maintaining verticality. Ballet technique is a general term that refers to proper body placement. When doing difficult steps such as this, the tendency is to loosen technique to make the step easier. The primary tendency for sloppy technique for this step would be open and wide 5th positions. With feet apart on landing, the dancer has a broader, more sturdy base on landing and takeoff, making the step easier. However, it is not visually appealing and ruins the effect of the series. Another item to look for is a rigid but relaxed upper body, moving in sync with the lower body. Takumi's technique is superb. Importantly, his 5th positions look very tight on each landing. Also, his legs are straight with knees locked with gorgeous pointed feet. A wonderful display of technique. Takumi's double tour series stands out as a rare feat of ballet athleticism. Doing consecutive double tours is very difficult and generally limited to the end of a variation with 2 or at most 3 tours before going to the knee. Multiple tours is a niche step that only a few dancers in the ballet world have in their arsenal. Leonid Sarafanov is the only other dancer that I have seen do more than 3 double tours on stage. He is shown here in Études, probably around 2010. He also does a series of double tours in his Don Quixote coda here from 2006, which is a very unusual variation to the coda. Let me know in the comment section on dancers you have seen that excel in the step. Who is your favorite? Thanks for tuning in.